Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to give you a demonstration of a virtual reality application that I have developed for my MetaQuest device. Now, before I proceed with the demonstration, I just want to tell that this application has been developed using Android Studio and Kotlin as the language. Uh, this is because your MetaQuest devices or the operating system that runs on the MetaQuest device that is basically built on top of Android. So what it means is that if you are a regular Android developer who have some experience with Kotlin development, I think you people can just get into the VR application development pretty fast. Now, let me just tell you that what you see right now is basically the landing page of the VR headset. This is basically like the kind of a desktop that you see on Windows. Now, since this is a 3D ecosystem, everything over here is, it's in three dimension. So once you wear the headset, you will feel that you're in a totally different world, and it will take you far away from the actual reality. You must have heard about virtual reality and something like XR, which is XR and MR, which is extended reality, or it is also known as mixed reality. So let me show you. So basically, right now, what you see is virtual reality. This is the virtual reality ecosystem. You can still see my hands being detected. There's a menu icon over here. There's another Meta Quest icon coming up over here. Now, if I want to switch to the mixed reality mode, what I have to do is I just have to click on this icon. You click on this icon, and now what you can see is basically my desk, right? So you can basically see the real world. At the same time, if I want, I can still open up the MetaQuest menu. And now what over here, what you see is some digital content. So I'm not going to get into the details right now. So this is actually extended reality or mixed reality because you are able to see both the contents at the same time. Now the application that I'm going to demonstrate, it is pretty much a virtual reality application with one or two features that will take you to the mixed reality mode. So let's proceed with the demonstration. Now this is the landing page of the application. That really doesn't matter whether you are in the 2D ecosystem or the 3D ecosystem. The way you sign into the application stays the same. Now let me just tell you that Meta has provided a Meta Spatial SDK for the regular Kotlin developers, in which you can actually develop Android 2D screens, and you can put it on top of the 3D models the way you see over here. So over here you can see that there's a kiosk and there's a screen that will help you to sign in into the application. Now if you want to type something into the edit box, you get a virtual keyboard like this, and you can do whatever is needed. So for now, I'm going to click on sign in. Now it says authentication has been successful. Click proceed to enter the virtual reality world. I'm going to click on proceed. You can see this animation happening in the 3D world. Now you can see here that we are in a virtual reality space, and you can see few characters are talking to each other. I understand there's no voice right now, but you can see some animations happening, some motions happening, and at the same time you can see some 2D content in front of you. Now this application is basically a business application because whenever you talk about VR, people think VR to be more of a gaming device, which is true but not entirely true. You can always build, business applications in Kotlin, which will just behave like a 2D application that you would have used or developed for a mobile application. Now, before I proceed to the next step, let me just show you one interesting thing that in VR world, you can actually have multiple windows at the same time, which is not the case if you are working in a desktop or a mobile application. For example, let's say you were on this screen in a mobile application, and then you were supposed to create a ticket or do some or perform some other operation. You would have navigated to a different screen. But in a VR scenario or in a VR application, you can actually do it on the same screen, like basically in the same environment, and you can have multiple screens spawned around. Now, let me just say it is like a demo installation. So I'm going to say demo, right? Now I'm just going to go down a bit. I'm going to select an environment like conference room. I'm going to go further down and select few sensors. So this is basically an IoT installation kind of application. I'm not going to get deep into the business logic of this application. The intent of this video is basically to take you through a VR business application, because when I was searching for something for my reference, I couldn't find anything. So I just felt like it's worth sharing whatever I have achieved so far. So I'm going to close this window for now. If I refresh the content, you can see I created some installation demo kind of a thing. So it has appeared. This is a ticket. Now, if I click on this, it will take me to the virtual world. Now, since we selected conference room as our, the virtual space, you can see we have a conference room over here. Now, over here, you can see that the status is in progress. The device ID is unavailable. So now what we can do is we can just click on the QR icon and I can scan this QR code. You can see some numbers have appeared over here. I'm going to click on accept. Now you can see that the device ID is not null. So before I can mark this temperature sensor as installed, I'm going to go back to the real world, and then I'm actually going to do the physical installation. So another feature of this Meta Quest Spatial SDK is that it provides you, certain gesture recognition. So if I just tap my thumb like this, I can switch to the real world. Now this is my simulator for now. I do not have an actual device right now, so I've created a simulator. It is basically a hardware simulator. Now I'm going to turn on my network switch, and I'm gonna say I've installed the temperature sensor. Now I'll just go back to my application and say temperature sensor has been installed successfully. Fair enough. Now I have to install the humidity sensor. Now again I'll go back to my real world, turn on this button, which basically is gonna start sending some humidity data. I'll get back to my virtual world or the virtual application. I'm going to click on the humidity button. Now it says it looks like all sensors are physically connected. We'll update the ticket status to installed. I'm going to click on OK. Now once this entire thing is done, I would like to verify if the data is actually reaching out to my application. Now for that, I'm going to click on this verification button. Okay, now I'm going to click on this timer button. If everything is fine, the data should appear, and you can see that all data points have been received. Ticket will be marked as verified. When I do this, you can see it has been verified. It has been marked as verified successfully. I'm going to click on OK, and the status over here has changed. Now I'm going to click on exit to go back to the landing page or the landing room, I would say. Now over here, you can see the status is verified. Now let me just give you another demonstration with a different environment. So if I call it, let's say bedroom. And instead of office, I'm going to say bedroom. I'm again going to select, let's say, okay, let me just select a few more sensors. Okay, so we have 5 sensors over here. I'm going to click on save. Now I can, okay, let me show you another feature, which is basically I can move this window anywhere I want in the 3D space. Okay, and I close it. So next time when I open it, it is actually going to be at the same place. I'm going to close this for now. I'm going to refresh to get hold of the ticket that I've created. I can see it is saying installation, some number, and saying bedroom. Now, if I click on this one, the virtual environment will be a bedroom. I can see the virtual environment is actually a bedroom. Okay. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to do the same steps. Quickly scan the QR to get hold of a device ID. Okay, now since it's a demonstration and you know there's no actual device, I'm quickly gonna click on all the sensors. But at the same time, okay, let me just mark it as installed. Now let me just activate all the buttons here so that I start getting all the data. Okay, let me show you a negative scenario. If I don't do this, let's say one of the sensors I've kept it turned off, right? Now let me go back to the real virtual world. If I say verify and I click on it, You can see it will wait for some time. I can see that the data has appeared for temperature, humidity, luminosity, and the power sensor, but for the dose sensor, it is still not there. Now, I cannot from this screen. I cannot, because this is a verification screen and not a not an installation screen. So I cannot go back to the real world from this screen. So I'll say okay. It says verification result has failed. I'm gonna say okay, not a problem. I'm gonna quit this for now. Now I'm gonna go back to the real world. I'm gonna turn on this device as well. Go back to the virtual application, the virtual world. Click on verify. Click on the timer. And here you go. It says all data points received. Ticket will be marked as verified. Done. Done. So folks, this is all I wanted to showcase in this particular demonstration, and I'm going to create more videos and more such applications in future. So if any one of you is interested to know more about the steps and how we can go about the application development for the VR ecosystem, or how to even port your existing application, 2D application that you might have developed using Kotlin for Android phones, you can actually port them to this VR world. If you are interested, just drop me a comment and I will get back to you. So thank you for watching this video and stay tuned.